Assalamualaikum. My name is Nur Ashiki binti Muhammad Amir. I will present about the introduction of unemployment during the Covid-19 pandemic. Covid-19 not only showed the risk of the business, especially those dependent on airline travel and tourism, but also resulted in gross Malaysian unemployment. Unemployment refers to those who are employable and looking for a work, but they are unable to find a jobs. Unemployment is also one of the factors of an economy's health, and it is commonly determined by the rate of unemployment. Furthermore, people who work or seeking for a job range in age from 15 to 64 years old. Those in this age range who are unable or refusing to work are not included in the working population, for example, prisoners and students. Malaysia's unemployment rate is rising as a side effect of the COVID-19 pandemic. The increase in the unemployment rate was mainly caused by the movement control orders' negative impact on the workforce. According to the Department of Statistics Malaysia, the unemployment rate increased to 4.8% in June, following 4 straight months decrease with a total of 768,700 unemployed Malaysians. Many people suffered from the sudden and unexpected loss of their job. Therefore, the employers cannot pay full wages to the employees and also had to fire someone of the employees to recover the losses of the business. Because of that, most of people had financial problems during the COVID-19 pandemic.
Hi, my name is Noana Ziha binti Muhammad Yusof. I will talk about data analysis of the effect of high unemployment rate in Malaysia during COVID-19 pandemic. As we know, the COVID-19 pandemic has affected the labour market in Malaysia. According to the Department of Statistics Malaysia, job losses and reduction in working hours implemented by employers as cost-cutting measures were observed in almost all industries affected by unemployment for the year 2020 at 711,000, increased from 508,200 for the year 2019, or an increase in the unemployment rate to 4.5% for 2020 from 3.3% for 2019.
Next is measuring unemployment. This table shows the total labor force and total employment in Malaysia from March 2019 to March 2020. I already calculated the unemployment rate and this is the result. For March 2019, there is 3.4% of unemployment rate. Meanwhile, for March 2020, there is 3.9% unemployment rate.
There was a positive growth of 1.8% in the labour market of March 2019 in Malaysia, from 15.56 million in March 2019 to 15.84 per million in March 2020. However, the number of unemployment people also increased from 521,300 to 610,500 people, contributing 17.1% to total unemployment in March 2020. The unemployment rate was comparatively higher by a 0.5 percentage point, increasing from 3.4% in March 2019 to 3.9% in March 2020.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Nurul Natasha binti Muhammad Sahril. Metric number 2020-839-484. For my part, I will talk about the effect of high unemployment rate in Malaysia during COVID-19 pandemic. Since we already know, business have unquestionably been impacted by the movement control order. Nonetheless, without the guarantee of a vaccine or other cures for COVID-19, the economy's future will be never be the same, since business and consumers' activities will be drastically altered, recurring social separation and reduction in outdoor activities in general. The MEF and MIER are concerned about the cyclical unemployment. This sort of unemployment resulted from the economy's lower aggregate demand, which means that there are fewer consumers of firms in need of products and services, and hence fewer workers are recruited. To make matters worse, the MCO has halted non-essential enterprise producing products and services, which means that those employers that workers will not benefit from reduced demand for service, or we can tell that it will be low sales. When unemployment is large and stable, it has a detrimental influence on long-run economic growth. Unemployment waste resource creates redistributive pressures and distortions, worsen poverty, restrict labor mobility, and fosters social dissatisfaction and conflict. Other than that, it will be an impact to youth unemployment, which is the most significant difficulty that Malaysia has faced. These circumstances would have an influence on their mental health, which would be traumatizing for the young people.
Assalamualaikum. My name is Siti Aisyah Somimi binti Muhammad Yusof, and today I'm going to talk about the effect of microeconomic problem. COVID-19 pandemic has put a lot of pressure on people who are trying to find work for their life. The rising number of new coronavirus infection looks to be having an influence on the economy, which is now improving. Furthermore, the country economy development is slowing, with the jobless rate falling to 4.7% in July 2020. In comparison to June, the rate has dropped to a 5.3% unemployment rate in May 2020. The first measure to overcome is for the government to address the difference between supply and demand for labor and skills. Labor has been replaced by technology. In the meantime, COVID-19 took over the economy since it is more effective and no risk. As a result, individuals are losing opportunity to work and stable their life. This must change in order for them to be employed again. It will not only assist educationally concerned with individuals in learning skills that will enable them to get low wage employment, but it will also assist industry in developing by providing more skilled workers, resulting in a more skilled workforce in our country. The second method is to lower taxes such as service taxes, sales taxes, income taxes, and corporation taxes. In our current situation, the government must be more cautious when it comes to the money issue. As a result, tax cuts may provide more money to consumers, resulting in a rise in income for company development or employment, as more employees are required as business expand. Cutting taxes is a typical government strategy for boosting economic development and lowering unemployment. Furthermore, rather than just decreasing taxes, the government should enhance government expenditure by launching additional development projects that will boost aggregate demand. Build additional roadways, building or bridge. For example, if the government provide this option to the unemployment, more people will be needed. Undoubtedly, increased output will aid in the reduction of cyclical employment. Besides, an expansionary monetary policy is a type of demand-side economy strategy that aims to raise the monetary expansion rate in order to boost domestic economic growth. Additional money supply should be used to support economic growth, since they will boost consumer spending as well as increase capital investment.
Next is monetary policy. The government can use instruments such as open market operations, lowering the required saving illustration, lowering the base leading rate or bank rate or discount rates, and lowering interest rates to implement expansionary monetary policy. By 2020, individuals who has lost their jobs and are still looking for work will be allowed
a 3-month loan moratorium extension by their banks. Individuals who are still working but their income has been affected by the COVID-19 pandemic will be given lower loans installment in proportionate to their pay cuts, as well as 6 months of flexibility. Another way to control unemployment in Malaysia is through direct control measure, as information failure also leads to labor immobility. As workers may not be able to move because they are unaware of the job opportunities available. This shows that the government has a big role to play in providing free or subsidized training and retraining opportunities. Instead, through the provision of employment opportunities and technical education. This may indirectly meet government recommendations that encourage workers to move to areas and industry where employment is available. For example, the government provide various employment opportunities, especially in large cities that are the focus of society at this time. To grab a good job opportunity, they need to move forward and challenge themselves to live in a new environment. This way can make people to work, as there are more job opportunities in big cities than in villages or small towns. When individuals move because they are looking for a job, the opportunities for them to work is easier.
My name is Riddani Kamrana binti Makno and I'm from BA 1113C. So, for the conclusion part, I think all of us know that COVID-19 pandemic has affected many things in this world, such as business, lifestyle, and more. So, when it comes to business, most of them didn't want to work because they scared of the virus will spread around them. So, when they did not go to work, the unemployment rate in our country will be increased day by day. When the unemployment rate in our country increase, this will make our country become far away from another country that have moved forward in their daily life. So, when the Malaysia has started the COVID-19 vaccine program, most of the people in this country has joined this program and get their vaccination, because at this time most of the business shops and more need workers that are fully vaccinated. So, from this vaccination program, we can see the percentage of unemployment rate in Malaysia has been decreased day by day, because when the workers or when the people has their vaccination or fully vaccinated, they can work as usual, and they also can work as a part-time worker, and this will make the rate will decrease. As a conclusion, COVID-19 pandemic has affected many things, especially in economic things, in many countries like Malaysia, Singapore, Thailand, and more, even United States of America. So, this can be settled down by having a vaccination program, or we can slowly choose, or we can slowly take back the workers and started the things as usual, just like before the COVID-19 viruses has come. That's all. Thank you.